Hi. Okay, nihilism. This video has no purpose. I feel like a lot of people seem to think either you love Jesus or existence has no meaning and there's nothing in between any of that. And I mean, honestly, the insistence that there is more, that there is Christ, that we are living for, whatever, like the fact alone that most people have to believe that something matters in order to get up in the morning, yeah, that says a lot more about society than it does about nihilism and stuff. Like, that's actually pretty dark whenever you think about it. I mean, I think where I lose a lot of religious people or people that genuinely cannot, they don't like the idea of responsibility of like nihilism. It's not just being angry, it's not just being, which like it is for some people, but I think like if this is all there is, and whenever it comes to nihilism, it's also like why would we ask why if there's no answer? You know what I mean? I'm honestly in the camp of either we could just as easily be like organic life that came out of fucking nothing, or we could be computer stuff generated by AI overlords. Who fucking knows? I don't understand. It's either this or nothing. I don't understand. Like, whenever it comes down to like Pascal's wager type shit, like, oh, okay, if I'm right, then, or if I'm wrong. Oh, what was Pascal's wager? It was like, if I'm wrong, then I just die, or but if I'm right, then I die and I go to hell, so I might as well be right. But I mean, like, there's like so many factors that I just don't think that Pascal considered in that wager. It's like, first and foremost, it's like, okay, well, who is to decide who gets into heaven and not? And is it just because you heard about a specific kind of religion? Like, what if one of the other billions of guys are right and you're the one that's gonna go to hell anyway? I mean, if Pascal gets to be called a philosopher, then I fucking get to be called a philosopher, because like, why are we letting people with fucking third grade reasoning skills be called philosophers? That should be a heavier word. But if there is no scorecard, if there is no heaven, if there is none of that, then I mean, it's not necessarily depressing. Then then it really all is up to us. Then it really is, which that's kind of depressing. Never mind. But when you take faith out of the equation, then there's nobody that's left to save you or to blame whenever shit goes wrong. Personally, I find a lot of peace in the thought that nothing we do fucking matters, that no matter what, everybody is just going to talk shit and be completely discontent. It's really hard to rationalize with people who are spiritual, because it's like, on one hand, so Christians were kind of the first people. They were kind of the first group of people that were like, hey, maybe slavery isn't cool. But then as soon as you tell a Christian that, they will run away with it. They will like take that little tidbit of information and be like, that's proof of Jesus. That's when it's not. That's not what I said. That's not the same. That's not. No, that's not it. Because if you bring up back then, yeah, they were the ones stopping all the nasty shit, but now they're the ones perpetrating all the nasty shit. Now they're the ones that are like enslaving everybody and trying to take everybody's money and stuff. But then like all of a sudden, like their argument doesn't want to touch that space. They just yell at you and silence you whenever you bring up those points. I know that it seems really cool to be cynical. I know that the world is a sick, fucked up disaster, but you know what? We used to not even have a fucking conversation about how it was a disaster. Life, you used to just wake up and hoped that you wouldn't be eaten by a jaguar, you know? I am the most optimistic nihilist ever. And honestly, just because it doesn't make sense not to be, because, yeah, as bad as everything is, I still believe that people mostly. I believe that being good is a choice. There's no real evolutionary hallmark to be good, but I mean, the fact alone that most people want to, for the most part, I mean, social media is a bunch of annoying, stupid fucking VPN ads. However, it's still being used for shit like this video. It's still being used to expose things. Like, can you imagine, like, Rome slaves all having a smartphone and showing the world how their masters were treating them? You know what I mean? Whether or not what we are doing is meaningless, it is just as meaningless to make that a bad thing. You know? So I mean, like, that's just giving you the responsibility of assigning meaning. It doesn't mean that you necessarily want people to be hurt or anything. Like, what would anybody gain from that? So I don't really call myself a nihilist. I don't really think that people are anything. I think that the way that I think and the things that I believe and stuff, that's changed a bunch of times. It will keep changing. I'm still, like, your brain can keep generating thoughts whether or not you decided to marry some stupid thing. So, not subscribing to any belief at all might sound like a really big fucking cop out, but I guess it is. But who cares? Nothing matters. Okay, bye.